In China, you're more pushed to study. You don't have many choices. But in America, it's more about self-motivating. So it depends on what you want to do and who you want to become. And if you want to, go to a really good college, a really good university like Ivy's, you still have to try really hard. And the competition is actually, to me, I think it's actually more difficult here because the grades is not everything. Whereas in China, the grade determines everything. The university entrance exam. But in here, it's not just your grades, it's also your volunteering, your community service, your extracurriculums, and your sports, your art. You have to be a really well-rounded person to be able to achieve or to go to a really good university. I would say yes, if you want to just go into a university. There's always HCC, which is in here, it's Houston Community College. So, that there's not a high boundary or high limit for you to be able to get accepted. But if you want to go to a good top university, the competition is pretty high. I know that for the Ivies, which is Ivy Leagues, those private schools, their acceptance rate is around 6% to 12%. So that often means only a few thousand out of a few millions that apply. But generally, getting into college, getting into like one college is not that difficult.
Obviously, they do have pressure. It's a different educational environment where it's student-centered. The pressure is still there. It's not easier, but it's different because the target is to make sure that the education environment is student-centered. So people that come from other countries, they usually come from an environment where it's not student-centered. It's still old-fashioned, which is teacher-centered. And teacher basically relies on lectures and give direction to the students. In here, students need to find the direction. So it makes it a little bit different. It's not easier, but being student-centered, it takes that pressure away from the students and it allows them to grow on their own. So in that sense, you would say it's easier as far as the pressure, but the workload and the expectation, it really depends on the school you go to. When you come in as a foreign student, you have another pressure that sits on your shoulder, and that is to learn a difficult topic on another language. So you have two barriers versus the other students. American students are speaking the language, so they can easily learn the topic. But for foreign students, they have to learn the language, use the language while they're learning science, they're learning math, they're learning computer science, physics, and other topics. So it puts a lot of pressure on them. Usually foreign students that come in the beginning, they struggle to do their English. It's not so much that they don't understand the subject, they don't understand the English aspect of the subject. So that makes it even harder for them to learn. It's easier compared to foreign students in a sense that their English is better. After all, first of all, colleges in the United States prefer to serve their own citizens, but they still don't want to miss out talented foreign students. So they have open mind as far as finding and accepting foreign students. The problem is that there are difficult exams that they have to pass and they show a mastery in it. And that part is really the part that hurts them the most when they're comparing with English-speaking students, not only Americans but also British. They are more fluent in English, therefore on the English test they do much better. I remember my old days as a foreign student when I came in here and I took my test. When it was math part, easy, I got 99%, but when it got to the English part, I was struggling because I couldn't speak the language, forget about the vocabulary. So in that sense, it's easier for them than the foreign students. They have an advantage and